from the Nasdaq market site in Times Square. My name is Brad Smith, and today we congratulate the Trade Desk on its initial public offering and welcome them to the Nasdaq family, trading as ticker symbol TTD. I'm now joined by the Trade Desk CEO and founder, Jeff Green, and the Chief Client Officer, Brian Stempeck. Welcome to you both, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Exciting day.
Definitely an exciting day, number one. I mean, the stat that we heard earlier, number one performing IPO of 2016 here on the Nasdaq. Congratulations. That's a major accomplishment.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
It's so surreal.
Definitely. For the Facebook audience, can you tell us a little bit about the Trade Desk?
You bet. So essentially what we're doing is solving one of the biggest problems in advertising today, which is that advertisers are spending billions of dollars to make consumers hate them. All right. And the way that they're doing that is they're actually showing ads for things they already bought. And they're showing ads for things that are totally irrelevant to them, which is even worse. And so part of the reason why that's happening is because they're buying ads in all these different silos and channels, and you go to one site and buy there, and then you go to mobile and you buy there, and you buy in all these different ways. And so what we've done is we've developed a technology platform that they can log into and buy ads across the entire media landscape. And they can choose, is it going to be more effective to use a mobile ad or to use a TV ad? And in every second, they're looking at 5 million ad opportunities, and then they get to choose which 17 or 23 or whatever they need to do in order to reach their goals every single second.
Amazing. Now, IPO roadshow complete, and the IPO here today also in the books, and you're now officially trading as a Nasdaq-listed company. How does it feel to get to this point, and what's next?
It feels absolutely surreal. I can't believe what's happened today, and I'm so excited that the market has responded so positively. I think part of the reason why they've responded so positively is because of what's next, which is that there's roughly $640 billion in total advertising budget around the world. And only about 10 billion of it makes up that 5 million per second. So there's still $630 billion in advertising that should be transacted digitally. Just like equities are now transacted digitally, ads should be. So we think there's tremendous opportunities in television, which is, as you know, everybody is cord cutting and cord shaving, and they're moving to on-demand content. And so we're going to show ads in that, and we do today actually, but we're going to do a lot more of it. And then the other thing is in international growth. So of that $640 billion, about 2/3 of it is actually outside of North America.
Wow.
So we've opened offices around the world, but we're going to continue to overinvest so we can continue to see growth rates outside the U.S. surpass the United States, as they have for us in every single one of our international offices.
Amazing. And immediately after you started trading, you actually delivered a message to the company. What part of that message, if any, can you share with us?
Yeah, I can share a lot of it. So, you know, the general sentiment is, you know, the street is going to be right sometimes, and it's going to be wrong sometimes. And I don't expect, especially early, for it to be right, to always be right. And let's not lose our identity in the process of going public. And so what we need to do to continue to grow and get the other 98% of global advertising spend moved over to better transactions is to remember how we got here. Absolutely. Which is, don't forget about the grit, don't forget about the thriftiness, don't forget about the fact that we focus on our clients, we focus on our mission, and not lose sight of our vision.
Absolutely. Great message to share with the employees. Now, Brian, you were actually employee number 1 in New York.
I was.
What does this day mean for you to IPO here in New York?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. So I started the Trade Desk New York office from a basement apartment in Brooklyn 6 years ago. Amazing. So to be here in Times Square, kind of the media hub of the world, is pretty amazing. But you know, most of the biggest agencies in the world, ad agencies, media buyers, live in New York. They're buying media from here. And so a part of our success has been saying, hey, how do we listen to those clients? How do we build the technology that they need to solve some of the problems that Jeff outlined? How do you make the media experience better for consumers and for brands and for publishers and content owners? And so being in the hub of New York with a team that says, hey, we want to make media better, that's kind of the core of what we do.
Absolutely. And you speak about advertisers who are in New York, and we have a critical industry-wide event that's actually coming up here next week, and Nasdaq being one of the sites for Advertising Week, which is right on the horizon, right around the corner. What way do you use Advertising Week and an industry-wide event like that to really position the Trade Desk?
Yeah, so we're going to focus on a couple things next week. The first is we recently launched a partnership with Spotify.
Wow.
So programmatic audio. So when you're listening to Spotify and you hear ads, trying to get you a better targeted message than something you might hear today if you're listening to the ad-supported model. And again, we look at that as if you're a musician trying to make money for the first time really from the music industry in the last 10 years, there's some news this week about the music industry finally making money again because of streaming going well. Our job is to partner with Spotify and bring good targeted ads, so we'll talk about that. We'll also talk next week about the future of TV. Okay. So we're doing a panel about, hey, what does the future of TV advertising and video look like from both consumer perspective, but how do you make TV ads and the whole experience better as well?
Absolutely. So we look forward to more to come from those discussions in Advertising Week and see what insights are delivered throughout that event, and look forward to your presence there. So the brand has already received, leading up to today, some serious accolades. Number one, you've received recognition from the likes of Deloitte, Forbes, Cranes. What do accolades like these that speak to your corporate culture really mean to you and the brand?
So it's fantastic to have other people recognize the very special culture that we have. So we spend a lot of time in our company talking about the culture. You know, we sort of look at it from a perspective of we're going to spend more of our waking hours together than we are with our family members, and because we're so passionate about our work, we just want to make sure that we develop an environment where we can get a lot done. And so when other people recognize that, and when your employees have a chance to tell the world and tell the media what they think when you're not listening, and they say great things, you know that you've created something great, and that there's a chance to do something great, to actually change the way media is bought in our case. So it's fantastic to be recognized, but it's also fantastic to know that our employees are happy, which is many of those accolades, and then it's also great to know that we're leading the way in terms of growth in some of the emerging channels of our global economy.
Certainly, and we trust just the first of many more accolades to come here now as you're publicly traded as well. Just before we wrap, we know we have a lot of the next generation who's viewing today live on Facebook, and the brand ethos here at NASDAQ is that of ambition, coupled with the tagline, Ignite Your Ambition, and would love to open this question up to both of you. For that next generation of ambitious leaders, what piece of advice would you give them for those who may strive to be in a position like yours one day?
Sure. You want to go first?
Sure. When we think about the type of people that we hire at our company, and if you define our culture, so take ad tech out of it, take advertising out of it, just how do you build a great company? We look for people who are smart and hardworking, but every company looks for those people. But we look for people who are humble. And I think the humility of saying, hey, you're great at your job, you're a smart person, you're really strong at analytics or whatever you might happen to do, but you're also humble enough to listen and play nice with others. That's kind of the type of person we look for.
Absolutely.
You know, it's so important to be passionate, and you know, I think a lot of people will tell you to be passionate, but it's also really important to bring on people that will share in that passion, that you can establish a vision and help other people to buy into it, but most importantly, make it their own. And so when they make it theirs, it is so surreal every day to come to work and know that there are 450 other people that are equally passionate. There are people all over the world right now that work at the trade desk that are just as passionate as I am about changing the way that ads are bought and sold. Certainly. And so when they're as passionate about making media better, then it just becomes bigger than any one of us. And if you have the humility, as Brian said, to sort of let others own it and make them a part of it, there's almost nothing that you can't do. And then the last piece of advice that I would give is to just be yourself. Like, I think too many people spend time trying to emulate Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg. Like, they all did their own thing. Do your own thing.
Yeah, that's a great point. And certainly both great words of wisdom to leave our viewers on. Again, thank you both for being here following the closing bell, and congratulations on today's milestone event for the company.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And thank all of you for watching live on Facebook. Stay tuned for more to come from the NASDAQ market site throughout the rest of the week. Have a great evening.